Over the years, I've spent a lot of time sitting at a desk in front of a computer screen generating CAD drawings. I used to generate drawings for architects and engineers, and at one point I even designed my own house. But you know, sometimes I just like to sit down with a good old-fashioned pencil and paper and sketch out a design for a project. And that's what I'm going to do today. For this project, I've designed a shelf corbel or a shelf bracket. And when I did this, I sketched it on graph paper. Now, when you do that, when you sketch it out on graph paper, you have to have in mind what scale you're going to use. In my case, 1 square of my graph paper equals 1/2 inch. And that just scales it nicely on the page. Now the question becomes then, how do I transfer this to a piece of paper for a full-size pattern? And that's what I want to show you today. So let's get started and we'll see how that process goes. Now remember, I told you that on my design, each square represents 1/2 inch. So on my full-size paper then, I'm going to draw a grid of full-size 1/2 inch scale, or 1/2 inch grid lines. And for this, I'm just using a framing square. I've got my paper taped down to my bench at the corner so I can reference off the edges of my bench. And then I'm just going to come in here and every 1/2 inch make a mark. And I'm going to do that at both ends, and I'm going to do the same in the vertical direction. So I've got my pattern drawn out on my paper, and I did make a little bit of a boo-boo here, but it doesn't need to be super precise. Now from here, you're just going to look at each square on your sketch and transfer that to the matching square on your full-size pattern. Any lines within that square you're going to duplicate on the full-size pattern. You just do this all the way around your pattern, just taking 1 square at a time, so it's not an overwhelming task, and it's really pretty easy to do. You'll catch on in a hurry. So you can see that just by taking 1 square at a time, I transferred my pattern to this larger piece of paper. So now I've got a full-size pattern that I can use on my project. Now you can take this pattern and use spray adhesive to attach it to your product. Another good option is to use a craft vinyl. This particular one, Oracal 631, has a removable backing. It's self-adhesive, so you could use spray adhesive to attach your pattern to the front side and then peel the backing off and attach it to your project. And when you're all done cutting the pattern, you can just simply remove this. It comes off nice and clean with no residue, so that's another good option. So I hope this helps you understand how you can take a scale drawing and transfer it to a full-size pattern just by using grid lines or graph paper.